Welcome back for another video. The pre-season tracker is back, where we look at informed players, results and observations and all those good things from pre-season for all 20 teams. Some of the most valuable content you'll see anywhere before the season kicks off. These will be weekly updates, so make sure you're subscribing. We're trying to hit 150k subscribers before Game Week 1. Scout's pre-season page is one of the main resources I use for these, where you can find the fixtures and results, form players, including lots of information not included here, including minutes by player, set piece takers and new signings. It's one of the many features you get as a member, and it's only £2.99 a month, 30% off. Click the link below to join. So let's get into it, and we're starting with Arsenal. They've played 2 pre-season games so far, both 1-1 draws. The Watford game was behind closed doors. White, Gabriel and Jesus all featured in that one, while the likes of Saka, Ødegaard and new signing Havertz were still on leave. In the Nuremberg game, Saka scored after 7 minutes, and it was White in right back who got the assist, though Saka did all the work, taking a couple of players on, and then from the right side he cut in and bent one far corner. Arsenal have a game in the early hours tomorrow, and then again on Saturday, so we should have a couple more games to discuss next update. Aston Villa have played 1 game, another 1-1 draw. They play a further 5 times before Game Week 1. Watkins was the goal scorer, and it was from the penalty spot. He actually has a poor penalty record overall, but if he is on pens, overall that will be a good thing certainly. Though it is worth noting that new signing Tielemans wasn't on the pitch, who has a much better record. There's a lot of potential value in the Villa defence. New signing Pau Torres wasn't in the squad, who's 4.5 mil. Moreno's injured, so the back 4 was Digne, Mings, Konsa and Cash. We'll be monitoring the back 4 in particular in pre-season here. Bournemouth have played 2 of 5 games, Solanke not involved in the 4-0 Hibernian win. He started against Tel Aviv. 2 goals from Billing, though unlikely to be a good FPL asset. New signing Kluivert, who is a 5 mil midfielder, assisted both of Billing's goals. Last season he played 26 league games, 6 goals and 1 assist in La Liga. The season before he played 27 league games, 4 goals and 5 assists in Liga. Not numbers that leap out, but an interesting one for 5 mil. Brentford have a short pre-season, 1 of 4 games played. It was a heavily rotated side that played against Boreham Wood, who are in the National League. 4.5 mil forward Dervis Oglu started and scored, Henry assist. The final 3 games are against Premier League teams, and they'll be the important ones, but we should get more of a clear picture how Brentford line up without Tony this season. Visser, Shader and Mbuma all on the watch list. Quickly on Brighton then, their pre-season starts on the 23rd of July. We'll have at least 1 game played by the next update. Lots to pay attention to here, including Mitoma, March and Ciso and Estepinian. With McAllister gone, and Ciso is the one that many are hoping nails down the number 10 role, would be immense value for 5.5 mil. Burnley were back in training before any team, and they've played 3 games thus far. That said, no lineup or assist information was available for Burnley's first 3 pre-season friendlies, which took place behind closed doors. 5 mil midfielder Brownhill scored twice and Rodriguez once. Company used a different starting 11 in each half of the match against Fleetwood. The final 3 games I'll have full information on. Chelsea's pre-season begins on the 20th of July, the first of 5 games. Fofana's unfortunately injured his ACL and he'll be out long term. Perhaps this will pave the way for a nailed centre-back. We'll be keeping a close eye on the defence. James didn't join the squad on the plane due to illness, but reportedly could be joining up now. Although they haven't played a game yet, there's a tweet from Nizar Kinsella worth highlighting here. From training sessions, he's noted how advanced the fullbacks are, with narrow wingers. This could be good news for Chilwell and James owners. Little to report on in the Palace camp. They've played a couple of games. They rotated heavily against Barnet, and against Brøndby, Mateta scored. The other goal was exciting academy product Rak-Saki, who's highly rated among Palace fans. He played in right wing, perhaps gets more minutes this season while Elise is injured. He's actually not in FPL at the moment at all. Everton have played just 1 game, a 2-1 away win. Virginia started that one, with Pickford not in the squad, but probably will be next match onwards. Calvert-Lewin wasn't in the squad either, he's still getting back to full fitness. Nothing to report on at Fulham. Their pre-season kicks off on the 23rd July, just 4 fixtures before Game Week 1. However, Mitrovic is being rumoured with a transfer to the Saudi League. If that goes through, then perhaps 5 mil forward Vinicius goes into Game Week 1 as the first choice striker, though Fulham would likely sign a replacement as well. Liverpool's pre-season is about to kick off, 5 games scheduled before 23-24 is underway. One of the teams with the most interest in pre-season, a lot of questions to be answered. Will Klopp line up the same with Trent in inverted fullback? How will Szoboszlai and McAllister fit in? Which one of the front 3 is worth buying if any? There will be a couple of games played by the next pre-season video, so hit subscribe to catch that. Luton have played one match, a 3-1 win against Peterborough. 4.5mm forward McCarthy actually coming away with 1 goal, 1 assist, but he is far down the pecking order, so don't expect much. In fact, he could be loaned out even. Last season he was on loan in League 2 but struggled for goals there. Not much info available beyond that. The Peterborough game was played behind closed doors. So, Man City. The shortest of all pre-seasons, which is historically how Pep's always liked it. Perhaps it helps them to go on the deep runs in multiple cups and find the late pre-season momentum they're known for. Just 3 fixtures scheduled. Bayern and Atletico Madrid in particular will be the key ones, where City will line up strong in all likelihood. Will Foden play in right wing, or even number 10, or even left wing? How will Alvarez fit in? Lots to monitor here on the next updates. If there was ever a time to have Foden from Game Week 1, this could be it. Man United, on the other hand, had the busiest pre-season schedule, 1 of 8 games played so far. It was a 2-0 win over Leeds. Mount played fairly well, covered a lot of ground, and an impressive debut all in all. Both Man United's goals came from youngsters in the second half. We're curious to see how Mount and Bruno fit in together and how Onana looks as well. Newcastle have played 2 games. Isak and Wilson not involved in the Gateshead win. Wilson started against Rangers and Isak came off the bench second half. St Maximin and Anderson have 1 goal, 1 assist each, but neither are expected to be first choice, so avoid them in FPL. In fact, how confirmed they are in talks over St Maximin's exit. Big new signing Tonali started against Rangers and played 45 minutes. They didn't concede until he was off the pitch second half. Forest have played 2 games, a 1-0 win and a 1-0 loss. They're looking to urgently sort out the goalkeeper situation, with Henderson back at Man United and Navas' loan ended. It's Shelvey who's been playing in goal for them, not that Shelvey though. They are being linked with Sarr from Wolves. 5 more games for Forest before Game Week 1. Sheffield United have played 1 of 6 games. 5.5mm forward and Dice scored against Chesterfield. The entire team rotated at half time, 45 minutes each. We're hoping Baldock locks down right wing back. He could be a steal for 4mm. We'll be tracking his minutes over pre-season, and also Norrington Davies, who is another 4mm defender from Sheffield United who has some potential. Postecoglou's first game was a 3-2 loss to West Ham. New signers Maddison and Solomon started, Son not involved. Lo Celso had a great game, he scored, and 4.5mm defender Udogie scored the other. Reguilon did start in left back, so Postecoglou does have choices in that position. We actually talked about Udogie in the differentials video, only 0.5% owned, and off the back of a good loan in Serie A. Sessegnon's injured, so it's probably just him and Reguilon competing. Despite the loss, Tottenham's underlying numbers were impressive. Those that watched the game reported that Spurs actually looked good in attack, but a liability defensively. Out of nowhere, the most informed player of pre-season right now is Bowen. He's been involved in the goals in all 3 games played, 3 goals and 3 assists. West Ham's best player against Spurs. 145 points last season, which was disappointing and somewhat of a drop-off from his 206 the year before. But with a price cut to 7mm, he could still be one to consider, and it is a nice opening fixture for him against Bournemouth. Skamaka and Ings both scored twice, so the striker situation is still up in the air. In fact, 4.5mm forward Mubama also scored twice, but he'll be well down the pecking order in all likelihood. And lastly, Wolves. Not too much to report here. Their first game was an hour long. This season there's a complete lack of 4.5mm midfielders though, so one thing worth mentioning here is that Chiquinho has 1 assist in pre-season and he costs 4.5mm. He signed for Wolves in January and he wasn't very involved last season, but he is a winger, so there is potential there. The pre-season videos take a ton of research, so if you do appreciate the content, hit like and subscribe. These will be weekly updates in the lead up to Game Week 1 that you'll only find here. See you soon for the next one.